So what's the deal with real estate investing, and how do we invest in real estate? Let's talk about it. We've had people ask us about real estate investing and how we do it and what it looks like for us. And so today I want to talk to you about the method that we use to invest in real estate. This is the method that Cameron and I have decided fits best for us. Because the reality is there is no best method for investing in real estate. There's only the method that fits your needs best. And everyone's needs are different. Everyone's desires and goals are different. So it's important to find what's best for you. Now, we probably look at different methods maybe in a future video, but today I just want to discuss the method that we use currently. And it's called the BRRRR method. Like, BRRRR, I'm cold. BRRRR stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and repeat. So we'll look at each one of these steps in the process. The first step is buy. This is arguably the most important step in the whole process. It's been said that you make the money in the deal when you buy, not when you sell. If you buy it at a good price, it makes the rest of the process much, much easier and smoother. If you buy it at the wrong price, the process might not even work from the get-go. So you have to buy right. Typically, banks will only finance 75% of the appraised value of a property. So when you are buying and rehabbing, you're looking to be all in at 75%. Now you could even say be all in at 70% just to be conservative, because there are also some mortgage fees, and it costs money obviously to get the refinance. So to factor that in, you could even look at being 70% all in. And that's important to know when you're buying property. The second step of the BRRRR method is the rehab. So typically you're buying properties that are distressed and in need of some kind of repair. So it's important to know what kinds of repairs you're planning on making. You want to make repairs that maximize the appraised value of the property so that you can pull your money out in the refinance. So typically you're not going to put fancy stuff in like granite countertops, jacuzzis, Brazilian hardwood floors, fancy chandeliers, that kind of stuff. That's not the rehab you're going to be doing. You're going to be doing stuff like updating a bathroom, replacing the roof, stuff that would potentially affect the appraised value, cause it to rise, and be able to pull and allow you to pull out all of your money. I'm sure you're familiar with flipping, the idea of flipping a house. If you've watched HGTV at all, you've probably seen one of their mini shows on flipping. It's the idea of buying a house, fixing it up, and selling it for a profit. Now, if you were flipping, this is where you would stop in the transaction. Buy, rehab, and then sell the property, cash out. But with the BRRRR method, you're looking for long-term wealth. And so the next step is to rent. It's the third step. So it's important to know when you're buying a property what the likely rental comps would be. You want to make sure that the house makes sense to rent and not to sell. It's also important to have the property rented because banks will oftentimes not refinance investment properties that are not currently rented out. So you have to get the property rented, get that monthly cash flow. And then we get to the fourth step, the refinance. Now this is the big step because this is where you get to pull your money out if you've done the process right. After you have your property rented out, ready to go, you're ready for the fourth step, which is the refinance. This step, it's important to have a good bank that you're working with. You want a bank that will give you a cash out refinance. It will pay you cash based on the appraised value of the property. You also want a bank with the shortest seasoning period that you can find. The seasoning period is the period of time between when you purchase the property and when you go to get the refinance. Some banks require you to wait a year, some banks 6 months. You could find some banks that would do under 6 months. But at the end of the day, hopefully you're able to find a good bank to work with that would do the refinance for you and allow you to pull out all of your money. And after you've refinanced your property, you're on to the final step, step 5, which is to repeat. This is the most fun step. This is the best step because you get to take all the lessons you've learned, all the value that you've gotten from the process and put it into the next deal and repeat. So let's see what this process could look like with some basic numbers. So let's say you find a property for $50,000 at a stress property. So you purchase this property, you expect it to need about $20,000 of rehab. So you do the rehab, you get the property rent ready, and you're okay with the $70,000 because you know that the appraised value is around $100,000. The after repair value you believe is $100,000. So you pay $50,000 for the house, you get it ready to go for $20,000, rent ready. You get it rented out, and then you go to your bank and you ask for a cash out refinance. You wait the allotted time for the seasoning period, and then hopefully they're able to refinance the property, give you a cash out refi at 75% of the appraised value. And so 75% of the appraised value, if it was $100,000, would be $75,000. Now, even with the loan cost of getting the refinance, you're likely to pull out all of your money in that scenario. Maybe even a little extra. You can go out and have a nice dinner. And so you have all that money back in your hand, ready to go for the next deal. So the pros of this process are fairly obvious. It's that the BRRRR method allows you to just recycle your money again and again from deal to deal and get positive cash flowing properties. The cons are that it requires some kind of money other than traditional financing. So typically you'll need cash, a private money lender, a hard money lender, seller financing, some way to get at least that first property. Also, another con is that in this current market, it is tough to find properties cheap enough to make the process work effectively. So that's the BRRRR method. That's how we invest in real estate. I hope this was a great video that gave you a lot of value. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. Let us know if you have any questions about the BRRRR method. Let us know if there's any videos you'd like for us to make in the future. Thanks so much.